The Surfing Violinist presents November to Remember, Surf Vlog 47. November began with the promises of more than one potential long-period swell. Well, long for the Gulf. The storm that would become Rafael was associated with pulses here and there that exceeded mild expectations. LJ Rigby and I got to catch up and do some log sessions and prep for the swell that would in fact finally arrive, and even these early morning warm-ups, thanks to an earlier than usual sunrise via daylight savings, were really fun. I got the closest thing to a cross step so far, and it just felt nice being able to squeeze a whole session in before work. But then on Friday, November 8th, the real swell hit, and me, Mike Wynn, and Brandon Early were on it just at about first light, maybe a little before, and we brought our shorter boards down just in case, and it became clear pretty quickly that in spite of some long period lulls, Rafael was going to give us, if not the size we usually hope for from such hurricanes, at least some fun waves. As the crowd started to filter in, I opted to drift west to about the spot Justin Buxton had led me to last year during our November novelty expeditions. And the waves were acting pretty close to the same. Double-up swing-wide sets were hitting the bar almost just like last year when me and Buxton and a whole crew had a front row seat to see Dylan Sims from Destin absolutely run the lineup. It wasn't quite as perfect or consistent as that November novelty evening, but in spite of some inconsistency on my part, I have to say I have come a long way this year in terms of paddle stamina and overall wave sense. And I have to thank Dylan again for the inspiration, because seeing him on his Sharp Eye Inferno 72, which worked like a dream on that particular day, is what had me keeping an eye out for a board like his, and this Disco Inferno was a great piece of the puzzle to help me better navigate this reeling and pitching novelty sandbar. So even though the lineup at this particular stretch only consisted of me and Ray Malbec on his sup, I was the Dylan Sims of the lineup that morning, and it did feel like I'd come a long way in a year. Still don't have Dylan's style or mechanics, and that lead arm is driving me crazy backside with all its contortions, but man, it was fun. I had to go to work, but it was one of those sessions that had me buzzing so much, I wasn't really jonesing. That being said, I was FOMOing as the day went on pretty hard, and Lib and Dorsey were kind enough to let me get off a bit early to see how the swell was filling in. So I joined the board meeting already in session. Okay, gentlemen, who has the wave of the day?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Jared's had a couple of goodies. Rob's had a couple of goodies.
It's good.
There's enough to go around.
Go grab some.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Who has the wave of the day, Jared? Who has the wave of the day? What are you doing? Say that again. Say that again. Say that again.
Get all up in his shit.
They stonewalled me. Who got the wave of the day so far?
Fucking Rob.
Ah!
I'm supposed to say Jared's behind you.
Oh, Jared got the wave of the day. What did he do?
Yeah, a bunch of cool shit, like, you know. Now Rob got the wave of the day. Zigzags. He stole it off me for my birthday, so supposed to give it to me.
Wait a minute. He told me to go. He told me to go.
Actually,
But you think it would have been my birthday.
it's a birthday boy, so he's probably waving today.
Yeah. I haven't had the wave of the day. Rob's one. He got a good tube.
It's my birthday.
Did he come out?
Yeah, he came out right.
Yeah.
Thomas Hodges got himself a new drone and took the time to upload all of his footage, so let's take a look, shall we? Normally I have to squeeze a session in here and there, and to be able to take the better part of the day with breaks and peanut gallery sessions and relaxing walks back up the beach instead of fighting the current, it was just a dream day. I just picked up my new 600mm lens with a doubler from Dan's Pawn, so during one of these peanut gallery sessions, me and Joey Knight formed a photog overlook, and while I'm still getting the hang of the new lens, it feels good to have it. I got some shots of Tate, Stalvey, Kyle, and I was on the boardwalk when Warren launched maybe the biggest alley-oop I've seen with my own eyes in Bay County history. He landed on the roof and was so close to fully completing it, Chase, a little later in the month, would capture from his car on his phone Warren sealing the deal with a perfect landing. Warren's consistency on very inconsistent and unpredictable Gulf Coast impersonation of Surfline Green is really an inspiration. Alex Danton snagged a water shot of Warren in the early morning session, which ended up on the front page of Surfline. I shared it as a story. They even mentioned me. I'm semi-famous by association. Other standout performances include Alex Klein, Stalvey, Rhett, Tate, Joey. I did okay. Definitely better than Helene, but the two moments that stand out for me have less to do with my performance and more to do with the magic of this weird sport we're privileged enough to play in. I'd just eaten it on the shallow sandbar dredger and decided to film a bit to see if someone could make this precarious novelty take off, when this devil ray went on an air raid and very nearly landed on my head. It's a GoPro fisheye, so objects are closer than they appear, and almost immediately Rhett was on it. A while later, as the late afternoon sun was putting on its best glint, I caught a weird warbly one and saw the backwash approaching, so I steeled myself for a bronco ride, but it just let me go by pretty well unbothered. And as the backwash hit the main wave, I found myself in a whitewater wonderland. I've never had a backwash experience like it, and once again the GoPro doesn't quite do it justice. It literally felt like I was in a whitewater barrel the size of a bus. I'd hoped someone had gotten a picture of it because I really wanted to see what it looked like from the beach. Stalvey was on shore taking pics at that moment, but the sun's angle where I'd gone through my backwash amusement park ride was such that he wasn't taking pics in that direction because of the backlight and totally missed it. A while later, I was doing the walk back after a drift and caught up with Tate, who was walking with some dude I didn't recognize. It turned out Tate had method acted a grumpy local and told the dude, "Don't even think about paddling on this side, man." And the guy sheepishly walked towards the other side of the pier, and Tate broke character and said he was joking. When Tate turned to see me, he lit up and pointed at the top of the pier, said that whitewater backwash barrel looked like it was about as tall as the top of the pier. It's always comforting to have someone verify that you're not insane when you have a memorable moment surfing, even if you don't get the pic. Having an eyewitness somehow makes it sink in. This is one of the elements of surfing I've really missed the most, the peanut gallery, the camaraderie. A lot of times I'm just preoccupied with the surf and my performance and miss out on these moments. The rest of November was a blur of moments like this. We just had so many good waves. It was real balm after a frustrating October. All told, this year has been a Hall of Famer in my book. On Saturday, November 9th, the waves were still fun, and I started doing some social media for Justin Buxton's new venture, Squared Grouper, my favorite fish sandwiches in the game. And I captured this clip, which I would use in my first Instagram reel for him, and I would reuse later in a little gag reel. I tried surfing the outside with my shortboard, but the waves didn't quite have the juice I needed. Jonah called me in to join him as he foiled past on one of the biggest sets, but I got mired in whitewater and went down. I finally did get one mid-break wave that connected through, and it felt pretty good. The swell, as Rafael stalled in the middle of the Gulf, continued to deliver for a few more days, just a magical little run of consistent and often clean surf. Brandon, Mike, and I had a blast on Tuesday, November 10th. It was still short-boardable, and I got one of my favorite waves of the whole swell. Just a nicely shaped, clean, chest-high right. One of our local air experts, Cam Sadowski, who has had to sit this November out with an injury, saw this on my story and told me it's time for me to start looking for airs because this section was perfect for it. So new challenge officially unlocked. Even since getting his advice, I have not been remembering it in the moment, but I have been working more on flyout airs at the skate park, so I'm trying to get it more on my mind, and I will continue to work on changing my mindset here. The following week, on Tuesday and Wednesday, November 19th and 20th, we got a chunky wind swell with a barrage of storms that rounded out my personal November to remember. Me and Jesse Lewis had some fun morning sessions, and on Tuesday, November 19th, me and Dave Wilson got the outside all to ourselves at sunset, complete with Victory at Sea squall lines pelting our faces with rain. So dark the GoPro couldn't keep up. I ate a takeoff right in front of Dave, made a couple takeoffs but couldn't find a line, and then finally, on my last wave, rodeo rode the white water through 2 sections and found my connection to the sand. One of my favorite sessions of the year, so to have 2 banger sessions at the opposite ends of the spectrum, the Sunshine All Hands on Deck sesh and the 6-inch chapter Moby Dick session with one other buddy, that rounded out a November to remember for me, for sure. Me and Dave got some skate sessions in as well, along with Tate and Ken. Dave showed off his chunky frontside slash in the pool, which we were all pretty stoked on. Feels good as the weather cools off to be back in the pool and loosen our tendons and muscles again. We had a few more surfs in November, just uncanny. Thomas captured this wave of warrens from the drone, feeling blessed and inspired to keep learning and keep improving. Feel invigorated to do so in 2025. Until next time, keep it consistent, even if the surf isn't. Godspeed ex-Howleys in training. To see these videos early, without ads, join the lineup here on YouTube. You just need a YouTube account, and for $1.99 a month, you click this little join button and sign up to get early and ad-free access to 4 monthly vlogs. The surf vlog, the violin vlog, the Masala vlog, and the family vlog. Thank you very much.